We are Team 7. I'm Sandeep Sagar Panjala, and this is my group mate. He's just beside me. Alright, this is Project 1 explanation. We have chosen PostgreSQL as a database and .NET and Angular as a backend and front-end technologies. First of all, let me explain about the database. Our database is doctor appointments, which has 4 tables: doctor, patient, appointments, and the prescriptions. This project is all about taking appointments with the doctor and and adding the prescriptions for that appointment, and all the CRUD operations evolving around these concepts. Coming with the team members and their contributions, we are two, me and my groupmate Sar Reddy, Sham Sundar, and I am Sandeep Sagar. Alright, this is all our database. If you go to each and every table, for each table we have at least the four columns, sometimes more than 4 columns. All right, let me go through the demo of our application, so we will understand the better. All right, so this is our application. First, let me give the demo of this application, then we will go to the members' contributions and all. So first of all, we have these patients. So on every table we have a CRUD operations, and along with some predefined buttons. On this table, you can add a patient by clicking on add button. I'm giving some simple information, some date of birth, some and the phone number 12312312331. When I click on submit, this patient would be added into the list. This is the information. Like I can edit this patient by clicking on this pencil button, where the patient ID is non-editable. That is a primary key, but you can edit the other information. You can update whatever you want, and click on update, and the record will get updated here. And then you can also delete the record by clicking on this delete button. You will get a pop-up line. Are you sure you want to delete the patient? If you're not sure, then you can click on cancel, or if you're sure, you can click on OK. The record will get deleted from the patient's table. All right, this is patient's table, and then we have a doctor's table. Just like that, you can add a doctor. I got it. Doctor is added. Let me show whether it is added in the database or not. Doctor, and let me write. If you see the just I added a demo doctor. All right, let me go and edit demo doctor to submit. And if you look at the database again, this got updated. All right, just like that, you can also delete any record. You can delete it, and if you see the database, it got deleted. All right, now coming to the appointments. So these are the list of appointments. First of all, let me do the crowd operations. You can add an appointment. To add an appointment, first of all, we need a doctor. So you will select a doctor, and you need a patient for which patient you're taking. Let me take one of the patient, maybe Emily, and appointment date when you're taking today, and appointment time, let's say at 2 o'clock, maybe 2 p.m. for the notes. All right, the appointment has been added into the list. For the Dr. Smith, the patient is Emily, and so date at so and so time, and the notes is this one. Like as usual, you can also edit, and you can change the date if you want. You can change the time, and you can change the notes, or you can change the doctor and the patients. It up to us, whatever change. I'm not changing the doctor and the patient. And updating, it got updated. All right, just like that, we can also delete if you want. Yeah, I deleted that. All right, so these are the crowd operations of all the three tables. We also have a fourth table, that is prescriptions, and along with that we have a predefined method. Professor mentioned at least we need to have a 3 to 4 predefined methods where we use some joins and joins to get the result. If you go to the patient's table, have this predefined method. This is called appointments. For example, for this patient, how many appointments we have so far. You can click on this one. So here we are doing some joins and all, and getting all the appointments for these patients and showing. So John Doe have 2 appointments. I can go back. I can click on any patients. This is predefined query which we are getting the results. In the doctors also we have one of the predefined button. This is called patients. Like for this doctor, how many patients we have so far. Like if you click on this one, this doctor there are 4 patients. 2 patients, John, but since we have 4 appointments, we have 2 patients. Anyway, we can give the string on that, then we'll get 2 patients. Let me immediately fix on that. Doctor patients controller, in that we can give a all right. All right, same Dr. Smith. Now we got a distinct John Jones and Lipsacker, 2 patients. This is already a predefined. I'll explain all the predefined methods, joins and all when I explain the code. All right, coming to the page appointments, we have 2 predefined buttons over here. One is search and one is prescriptions. For each and every appointment, we can have a prescription. Like let me click on this prescription button. We have 2 prescriptions over here, but we can also add a prescription. The medication name would be maybe this is simply log which I kept, and developers log, and I forgot to remove. Let me remove that immediately. prescription HTML. Right. If I click on add, we go. The log is went off. Yeah, we got added. Just like that. Just like patient's doctor appointment, we also have a CRUD operations on prescription table. You can edit and you can also delete. It's up to us. Anyway, this one is itself is predefined because the prescriptions are coming based on appointments and doctor patient, so it has joints and all, so that's why it is predefined thing. And coming to this one, we also have one more predefined, which is search, and you can search all the we can search the appointments with the patient name. For example, I wanted to see how many appointments we have for Sandeep Sagar. If I click on search, we have 2 appointments. One is on 31st on so and so date, and another one is a different date, different time. You can click on reset. You can also search with some doctor. Maybe do we have a Smith or yeah, maybe John. You can search as whatever you like. You can simply click T also. There is oh, I'm sorry, I'm searching with the patient name in the doctor column. I'm so sorry. Yeah, let me search here. This is the doctor name. All right. So we got 4 appointments with the Dr. Smith. All right. You can do the combination of searching a patient name and doctor name, and you can also do the appointment. Let's say that how many appointments we have today, and search. We don't have any today, and search. Yesterday we have 4. I said yeah, we just added one, but we deleted it. That's why we are not getting any appointments for today. Yeah, this is all the application is meant to be. And yeah, coming to the commits, coming to the code. Let me explain the code first. All right. For the backend we use to .NET, so we have a API kind of thing. So we have a controller over here. This is patient controller. To get all the patients, we have some query, and we are running this query in the database. Select start from patient. And to get the single patient, we have this one, which is calling this method select start from patient, where patient ID is equal to so and so, whatever the ID is passed. And to create a patient, we have written a insert query, insert into patient name, address, phone, date of birth, and gender. So that will be passed from the front end. And to update patient, update query, update patient so and so, where the patient ID is passed and the data is also passed to get update. And to last, to delete a patient, delete from patient, where so and so, patient ID is so and so thing. This is the patient controller. Just like that, we also have a doctor controller, to get all the doctors, to get a single doctor, to create a doctor, to update a doctor, and to delete a doctor. All right. Just like that, we also have an appointment. Yeah, to get the appointments with the filter, like user can pass the patient name or doctor name or appointment date. Yeah, based on queries, joins and all, I'm getting the appointments. And to get the single appointment, to create an appointment, to update an appointment, to delete an appointment. Now coming to the predefined buttons in the patients. If you see these patient appointments, yeah, this is a predefined query, like where you have some joints involved. for that one, and for doctors patients, doctor patient, this is one more predefined query where the joints are involved. Yeah, even in the appointments also we have so many joints involved. So if you consider that is as a predefined, then that would be good. Anyway, overall we have more than four predefined methods overall. And for the prescriptions also we have a join query. We are getting all the prescriptions where appointment is joined and appointment ID is passed over here. And finally the filter, the fourth predefined query, which is have joints involved. All right, that is the backend. Let me explain the front end now. The front end is developed in Angular framework. So we have 4 pages: patient, doctor, appointment, and a prescription. If you go to the patient, we have a JavaScript or TypeScript over here. Generally we write a TypeScript, Angular in TypeScript. Let me explain. So this is a fetch method to get all the patients when the application is started. On application is in it, we are calling fetch. And to delete, this is a method. And to submit, this submit method works for both update and as well as the create. This is for update and this is for create. And this is the front end. So I have a add button over here, and I have for read I have a table, and to add I have a form, name, gender, I'm asking all of them, and then submitting it onto a submit method. From the submit method it will get hit to the backend. All right, this is patient. Just like that we have a doctor also, doctor component with the TS involved: fetch, delete, add and update, and also the front end to read, and there would be a form for add and update. And for delete, we have this one. We have a confirm. If user confirms, then we are doing this, else we are not. All right, just like that, we for appointment also we have thing to update and to create, to fetch, and to delete. All right, and the prescription also is the same: fetch, delete, read and update, and the table is the HTML is over here. All right, this is all of the application. Now let me go to the Git. This is our application. This is our application, and if you go to the commits, initially I worked on a project setup, setting up the back end, setting up the front end, and then I created a patient controller, and then updated some of the proxy settings and the patient controller things, and then added some empty pages, and then one of my group mate worked on a doctor model and doctor controller. Let me go to that commit. Actually, let me go to commits of every commit. Initially this was the biggest commit because this is the project setup. Everything is added, but the concept is not added. Then I added a patient controller where I completed get, create, update, and delete. Meanwhile, my group mate worked on a doctor controller. This is his commit. he completed doctor one, like get all doctors, get single doctor, create, update and delete. And then I completed the um, then I was working on appointments, where my group mate was working on a prescription controller, working on get you know update, read and delete. I was working on the some of the issues and some of the typos. All right, here you can see I was working on appointment controller, and all right. So I worked on a patient controller. My groupmate worked on doctor, and then I worked on a appointment controller. My groupmate worked on a prescription controller. Then I added some of the patient at the front end. I, for example, yeah, if you look at this commit, I worked on a patient front end, TS, and then the HTML. My groupmate worked on a doctor's page. He completed a doctor component, TS and HTML. Then I worked on appointments front end. I completed all these TS and HTML. My groupmate worked on a prescription table, like in HTML and the TSS. If you look at the application, basically I worked on off of the thing on the back end. My groupmate taken another off at the back end. Then I worked on patient's page. Then he worked on a doctor's page. Then I worked on appointments page. Then he worked on prescriptions page. All right, that is all, I guess. I hope I covered everything which a project one needed. Yeah, each of us have more than 3 to 4 commits. Yeah, we have a sufficient commit. And then we also have, according to the project, we also have this create query and CRUD operations queries, descriptions queries and insert queries. We also have a triggers, we also have a policies. For example, we have a trigger by checking the appointment. One appointment cannot be added if the same date and the time is mentioned. For example, if you see at the triggers on the appointment table, this is a trigger we have written, where if the appointment date time is the same, then the appointment will not get into our database. This is a trigger we are using on a appointment table. And we also have a policies on appointment table, like if you see the constraints, we have a policies on update, cascade, on delete. We are restricting to delete the appointment, we are restricting to delete a prescription when the appointment does exist, or we are restricting to delete a doctor or the patient when the appointment do exist. When doctor or patient doesn't have any appointment, then you can delete doctor or patient. But when the doctor do have an appointment, then you do not, you can't delete, because we have a restrict on that. And if you see the prescriptions also constraints, we have a cascade policy, because you can simply delete whatever the, if you delete appointment, then all the prescriptions related to that appointment will get deleted automatically because of the cascade. And then yeah, like explained, if any appointment is deleted on the if any patient is deleted and there is an appointment, then we are restricting it, but on update we have a cascade. All right, so we have a triggers, we have a policies on this table too. All right, that is all the project one. Thank you, Professor.